tonight. We really appreciate it. I'm Rebecca Ramage, co-founder of Lake Country Growers. It's hard to believe we've been, helping people feel their best for almost 2 years now. We started farming in, well, technically, like February. Yeah, this month. 2 years ago this month. So it's been a fun, crazy, wild journey, and we're really excited just to be able to share, what we know about CBD and why we think our products are pretty great and how we hope that they can help you. So um, let me introduce my amazing, awesome business partner. Mo and I have been friends and coworkers in the past for about a decade. Um, I feel like I talk to her more than I talk to my husband,
Yes.
for sure. And so it's really funny because we can finish each other's sentences and we're could be more opposite but the same at the same time. So we're super excited for you to be here tonight, and I think we'll just go ahead and kick it off. So, stress in America. So, we had actual special requests to talk about dealing with stress and with CBD. And one of the things that we love the most about CBD is it really takes a holistic approach. Before our journey into hemp farming, Mo and I both worked in an organic food company, and we really found value in family dinners and just really the healthy food into our body. And that's kind of what CBD is, well, is a holistic approach. So, it's eating well and, exercising and getting your massages and really taking care of yourself. And we know that in the last year, it's been really hard for people to do that, right? We've had a lot of roadblocks to keep us from eating healthy and changing of lifestyle, and extra stress going on with, the pandemic and all the election and all the stuff that brings stress to people's lives. And really, there's a larger an increase. It says 84% of adults feel reported feeling prolonged stress, and then it kind of breaks that down with anxiety and sadness and anger. And unfortunately, that's the reality of the life that we are in right now. And we hopefully through this presentation, we're going to help you kind of find some coping mechanisms for stress and kind of show you a little bit of how CBD can help you with that. Okay, so this is Cannabis Confusion. This is one of our absolute favorite slides, and I think Mo does such a great job. Do you want to talk about this one?
Sure. One of you ladies, I think it was maybe Joanne, had mentioned that she had a question about the product and the THC and marijuana and how that all works together. So it's a very common confusion when people hear CBD. They immediately associate CBD as being related, which it is related in some way to marijuana, but it's quite different. The way that we explain it is that both marijuana and CBD come from the same family. So if you think of like on the screen, you see oranges and you see lemons. Those are both part of the citrus family. But as you know, like a lemon, you use a lemon differently than you would an orange. Very few people, although some people do, will pull out a lemon for a snack and think, oh, that's so delicious. You typically don't do that. You use it maybe for cooking, putting on fish, putting in your water, in your drinks, things of that nature. Whereas an orange, you would take a snack, and there's different, so they're of the same family, but used for different purposes. Marijuana and hemp are part of the same family. They are part of the cannabis family, but they have different purposes. So on the screen there, you can see on the left-hand side that marijuana is going to have the higher THC. That's one of the cannabinoids in the cannabis plant. Hemp, on the other hand, has higher levels of CBD, which is also a cannabinoid. So both have different properties in the plant, but they are in the cannabis family. Marijuana typically is going to have lower levels of CBD. And hemp is going to have the higher levels of CBD. So it's almost like the two are like an inversion of each other. Okay. So that is the difference between I guess maybe the genetic difference between hemp and marijuana. But what it means to you as a consumer is that hemp steam brings the same healing properties that marijuana has had. And we're going to talk about the history of how hemp has been used historically in many different cultures to help with healing. So hemp is going to bring that same level of healing, but it's not going to bring the high that a person would typically get if they were using a marijuana product. So we like to say healing without the high. So you're getting all those great natural homeopathic remedies that are really, really good for your body, but you're not going to have any psychoactive effects. That's what it means to you.
And the other thing we want to mention too, that hemp is federally legal, so you can purchase hemp across the United States, and to be classified as hemp by our government, it has to be zero point 0.3 CBD or 3 THC or less. So, what you can get out in states that are legal, what they talk about legal states like California and Colorado, those they statewide, they have said, hey, it's okay. We don't care how much THC is in those products. But here in Wisconsin, we still have regulations on how much THC we can have in products. So we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the presentation about how our products are a little bit different, but just kind of note it's federally legal to have hemp in all 50 states. All right. So just like Mo had mentioned, cannabis has been used in the history of since there's been recorded times. We are actually just putting up a blog post that may even went out today about just the different cultures that have all used cannabis. It's like every culture that you can look at, the medical experts were using cannabis to help not only with pain, but to help with what they call demons of the mind in medieval Europe. And that was stress and, helping people really kind of cope with what was going on in their lives. And then with obviously legislative changes in the last 100 years, that made cannabis illegal for us to be using it here. But those policies have been changing, and now we're able to grow hemp.
In the grand scheme, I kind of want to highlight that too. That's always something that's interesting to my husband, is that in the grand scheme of all the history, even marijuana has only been illegal for a very short period of time when you consider how long the plant has been being used for medicinal purposes. So
Yeah. Yeah. And so why have generations and since the beginning of time people have been using cannabis? It wasn't widely known until the mid 1990s when they discovered something called the endocannabinoid system. And what it is just like the other regulatory systems in our body. It helps regulate homeostasis and really help keep us in balance. So with that discovery, it has opened up floodgates for lots and lots of research to be done, which was actually kind of hard for people to do because they couldn't actually get a hold of the cannabis plant to even study it. So now that those laws have been softening, you're going to see more and more and more and more research coming out and different things that are helping with the ECS. So what is the ECS? So what it is, it's made of receptors in your body. They're called the CB1 and CB2 receptors. They're found throughout your body, on your skin, in your organs, everywhere throughout your body. And that's why, the topicals are great for your skin. That's why that relief stick feels so good, because you have those receptors on your skin as well. And then when you're actually ingesting or inhaling the other products, they're going to the other receptors and throughout your body. The ECS has been linked to hundreds of different processes: autoimmune, inflammation, neurological, cardiovascular, chronic pain, and dealing with stress-like symptoms, anxiety. Okay. I know that when we were first getting started, Mo and I were kind of like, well, how can it treat? How can it help all these different symptoms? How can it be helping your migraine and your epilepsy and all these different things? It's because it goes to this ECS, and everybody's body is a little different in what you need, but your body knows that it works directly with the CBD in the endocannabinoid system to go to the problem in your body. Okay.
it's like a lock and key system. So I believe that Joanne was talking about back pain and arthritis. And so your body knows that that's where the pain is. And so it could help you with that versus someone who might have like maybe some skin conditions where the CB1 receptors would know to help your body in that way. So the and maybe I'm getting a little ahead of ourselves in the presentation, but the two work together. The endocannabinoid system does work in tandem with the cannabis plant.
Yeah, and so you'll even see the way the way it was named, endocannabinoid. So the cannabinoids that are actually in the cannabis plant, it's got 120 plus properties to work directly with this system within your body. It's like literally meant for each other. Okay. So, and it doesn't just mask the symptoms, like it's actually going to the source of the issue to try and help bring you back into balance. Okay. Any questions about that? It's kind of
It's very sciencey, and we've tried to make it pretty simple.
Yeah. Okay. And we can open it up at the end for questions too. All right, let's moving on. So we talked a little bit earlier about a holistic approach. We know this girl. Oh, look at that pretty lady. She's even wearing the same color today. Um, so it's interesting because we really believe that, it is all together, right? There's no such thing as a magic pill to fix everything, but CBD can really, really help you with those issues that are going on. Just like we talked about, it's going to go into your endocannabinoid system and work directly with it. So Mo and I really believe in a holistic approach. You don't want to be eating at Burger King every single night, and never exercising and wondering why you're having knee pain, So we encourage you to use all three things in tandem, diet, exercise, and CBD daily. So now this is a little bit about our company. So what makes us different, and unique in the CBD world? So we really wanted to be a trustworthy and reliable source for our clients and customers and friends and family. We really wanted to build a product line that we would feel comfortable giving to our own children. And we also wanted to start with the plant first, because we know that anything that you're going to get at the end has to start with the plant first. So if you're growing high quality hemp, you're going to get a high quality product at the end. We wanted to really control that piece of it. So we organically grow all of our hemp. We had lots and lots and lots of helpers with that this summer and over the last couple of years. We grow that right out here in Wisconsin. And so we are farm to bottle. So we know what's going into the product. So we know that we're getting a great product on at the end. Again, trustworthy. We really wanted to make this product for our family and friends. THC free. So like we talked about before, you can have products that have THC in them. We're not vilifying THC. We're just saying here in the state of Wisconsin, we decided to make our products THC free. So when we selected our hemp plants, we selected a hemp plants with the lowest amount of THC that they could have before we even grew them at the genetic level, because that helps us stay in compliance with our state regulatory guidelines. And then when we go to process our plants after they're grown, there's going to be that small amount of THC in them. So our smokable products will have the legal limit of THC, which is just a trace amount. But then when we get it to the process where we are going to refine our products and make them from a plant and into the oil, we actually do something called THC remediation. And they actually just go in and take that THC right out. And we did that for like the healthcare workers, who's like my husband, truck drivers who are getting tested all the time for THC, athletes, people who really want to have the benefits of the CBD and the other cannabinoids in the plant, but really don't want to have risk something, a pension or their job over having some THC that they got through, trying to help their back pain. So that's kind of our stance. And that's in the industry, what that's called is called broad spectrum CBD. So forever you were going to go shop with somebody else and you wanted THC free, the word you're looking for is broad spectrum. Okay. And the last one is third party tested. All along the way, our plants are tested in the field, the soil's tested. When we get them extracted, it's tested multiple times. Once they're put into products, they're tested multiple times. So we rigorously test all of our products from start to finish, just to make sure we're giving you the best quality product that we can. Good. All right, so on to our products. So tonight we wanted to highlight some of our absolute favorites, especially with dealing with stress and like pain as well tonight. Do you want to do this more, or you want me to?
Sure, I'll talk a little bit about these products. We have our lotions, the tinctures, and the gummies. You can see these are actual pictures of our products here. You might be wondering, how do I know, okay, this all sounds great, but how do I know where to start? As Rebecca was mentioning before, there are CB1 receptors throughout your body, and depending on what ailments you might be trying to solve, there are going to be better products that are more suited for your body needs. So I'll start with the CBD lotions. Our CBD lotions have 100 milligrams of CBD. Actually, is it 200? Is it 100 or 200, Rebecca?
One.
Yeah, it is one. I just had a second guess there. It's 100 milligrams of CBD in the bottle. And what this is really good for is a person that maybe has some skin conditions. I actually use our Pure. We have three different, actually have four. We have a Christmas lotion as well. That's not pictured, but we have the eucalyptus, the lavender, and the Pure. I love the Pure. I actually use it as my face lotion to help with breakouts. I always say, I can't believe I'm almost 45 years old and I still get breakouts. Like, when do we just get to stop that? So I use it on my skin. We've had a lot of clients that have had really great success. Maybe they have eczema, or my husband actually has eczema, so he uses it for that. Psoriasis. So especially now with all this hand washing and sanitizer, it's really great for dry skin as well, dry cracked skin. So if you have sensitive skin, I recommend the Pure. But if you like a little bit of relaxation and scents, I recommend either the eucalyptus or the lavender. I personally love the lavender. Moving on to the tinctures, we have a variety of different potencies of our tinctures. The orange is our 500 milligram. We have a mint and a plain, so a natural. Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn my phone off. That are 1,000 milligrams for the whole bottle, and the cucumber melon is a 1,500 milligram. Now, there can be quite a bit of confusion with this product, especially if you're newer to CBD and oils. We have found can be a little bit more of an intimidating product, but actually, in my opinion, it's one of the most effective products for sleep issues, pain relief, stress and anxiety, those types of concerns. It really brings your body into balance. I recommend, depending on like for me, I actually use the 500 milligram I use for my daughter who struggles with a little bit of stress and anxiety when it comes to school. So I'll give that to her. Then for adults, I typically recommend people start with either the 1,000 or the 1,500 milligram, and you can kind of regulate how much you're going to put into your body. How you do that is you take a dropper. I recommend starting with a full dropper. You put a drop underneath your tongue, and the oil you kind of let it sit for maybe 60 seconds, 90 seconds if you can do it. It will absorb into the capillaries underneath your tongue. So you don't want to just put it in your mouth and swallow it. You want to put it under your tongue and let it sit there for the CBD to have really good absorption into your bloodstream. And then we have the CBD gummies are really great. Again, Rebecca, I think your son really, is it both your kids or maybe just your son really likes this? These are 10 milligrams per CBD gummy. So you can pop a CBD gummy. This is really great for convenience, but if you're looking for a higher percentage of CBD to hit, if you want to really get at the sleep, I do think that the tincture is probably a better option, but the gummies are a popular way for people. It feels a little bit more comfortable for people to get started, and it's very convenient. You put them in your purse, in your car, and you can just toss one in. You might need one in the morning and one in the afternoon to get the CBD level that your body is needing. We have 2 flavors. We have the strawberry lemonade is pictured there, and then we have our green apple. Did you want to say anything else about that?
No, I think it's great. I would say probably if you're new, a lot of times people do try to, go to the gummies because like Mo was saying, they're comfortable, they're easy, they're comparable to like a daily vitamin. You pop them in and you're done. But also again, like what she was saying, your better bang for your buck is really the tinctures, because then you can kind of adjust how much you're getting. And if you're not getting, the results you want, you can always take more. And I went and grabbed a bottle just so you guys can kind of see it. It's just kind of like baby Tylenol. It seems intimidating at first, but once you start using it, trust us, it's old hat. All right, let's go to the next page. Erica's favorite product right here.
Wow. Not just Erica's favorite product. This is our relief.
America's favorite product.
That's America's favorite product. Our relief stick is top selling. I believe it was Sally who said that she burns through her sticks quite often. You're not the only one. Our clients tend to come back over and over and over. They'll buy one for their car, for work. They just want those kind of everywhere so that they're never without. That is awesome. It's got 400 milligrams of CBD in that stick, so it's pretty potent. It's a topical, so you rub it on your skin wherever you might be feeling pain. You can't really use too much, so if you need it multiple times a day. So Joanne was talking about how maybe for arthritis pain and maybe some back pain, this can be very helpful with that. So I think that this is just like a great versatile, I did a tough workout, or my son's going through some growing pains right now. So when he's very active, his heel is hurting. So he's putting that on his Achilles. And It's just so versatile and people love it. It is super effective. So I always say, like, if you're struggling with pain, I feel like it's a really good idea to couple a tincture with the relief stick, because the relief stick will hit the topical component. So you're going to feel more, probably, I don't want to say instant relief, but you're going to start to feel some relief right away, versus the tincture is going to really bring your body into balance and kind of help with that healing from the inside. So I like the idea of coupling those two products together for people who are struggling with arthritis pain, back pain, things of that nature.
Mhm. And the other thing on that one too is migraines. Really good for stress migraines on the back of your neck, rubbing the relief stick there, and then also on the temples. Just be careful not to get it in your eyes, but phenomenal for that.
Erica just mentioned that she likes using the relief stick for rubbing or massaging into an area. So I think that I love to hear that you're using that and incorporating that into your massages. I think that's pretty cool. Joanne has a question that says, how often do you have to repeat the relief stick? That's as needed. That's what I really like about this one, is that, you know, you might want to put it on if you're having severe pain. You might want to put some on. Maybe an hour later, you're like, okay, you know, you're not going to overdose from it. It's not going to be harmful to you if you put more on. Your body will, what is it called? Process, I guess, any extra CBD that's not being used. So you won't, there's no danger of using too much. Okay. I got to move my chat box because now I can't see what, hold on a second. Okay. What's that next one?
A bath soak.
Oh, the bath soak. The bath soak is my husband's favorite. It looks so girly and flowery and, you know, lavendery. But my husband works construction, and he is really hard on his body. And he absolutely loves coming home and taking a nice hot bath. And he puts the CBD bath soak in there. And then between that and his tincture, he sleeps super, super well. He's always like, I know I have my CBD because I was drooling on my pillow. Last night, I'm like, well, maybe not the, you know, maybe lighten up on the, because he was kind of going a couple droppers at a time, kind of experimenting. So anyway, so this is a really great product for, you know, the topic of this call is really stress. So this is very very much stress reducing. A client of ours has a child who has some ADHD issues and a lot of other challenges with emotional stability. And she was saying, she's like, I don't know if it's the CBD that's working or what, I don't care. But I do, she noticed a huge difference with him taking a bath and just kind of finding that relax and that peace with the bath. So she's definitely incorporated that. So with that, you just want to do about 2 tablespoons into your warm bath. Obviously, if you have a giant jacuzzi bath, you're going to need a little bit more. That's a standard bathtub. And then that will absorb into the CB receptors on your skin. And that will give you about 30 milligrams of CBD for the 2 tablespoons. So that's a great product. And then our CBD Smokables, we have a variety of different smokables. We have some pre-rolls that you can order in a 2-pack or a 7-pack. And then we also have our flower, which is what you see there. This is the most effective and most efficient way to get CBD into your body because it goes in through your lungs. You know, only you can decide if smoking is the right thing for you. I don't like to heavily promote one thing or another. Everyone knows what's best for them, but this is really great. We have a lot of clients that order this. Many moms, this got really popular during the pandemic. We noticed that our smokables were really increasing in sales. I don't know, we're home with the kids a lot, doing all that homeschool. But at any rate, this is really great because people were feeling kind of like that instant sensation of just taking the edge off. You're not going to smoke this and feel like a high. I have a friend that kind of smokes occasionally, like I'll do a cigarette, and they're like, yeah, I don't even get that feeling of when I smoke a cigarette. It's like not even that like initial, you know, if you don't smoke a lot. I'm not a big smoker, so, but anyway, you're not going to feel that high, but you will feel that sense of relaxation and peace. Oh, Alex says, me, I'm a mom that smokes the flower. Oh, and Erica too. So for anxiety. So at any rate, so we, you know, there you go. Even within this call, you see some personal testimonials. All right. Rebecca, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, and I would say too, I got this question last night or a couple nights ago. Somebody said, "Well, how much is in like the pre-roll?" It's about 60 milligrams of CBD. So our cucumber melon tincture, our cucumber melon, is about 50 milligrams for the full dropper. So if you were like, I have a lot of anxiety, like how much of it should I be using, or how much CBD am I getting? So about one of our little pre-rolls has about 60 milligrams of CBD in it. And that can also explain like why you feel so calm and relaxed, because you're getting a nice good dose of that. And I would also say probably the average dose, back to the tinctures, is probably between like 25 and 35 is really a good starting point for most people. Now, if you're having chronic issues, I've had chronic back pain for 20 years, it's going to take a longer time frame for you to start to feel that relief than something that's just maybe I just pulled my, I did a workout today and I got acute pain. That's going to be a little different, so you're going to probably need to take more CBD also on the anxiety level too. So if you're somebody that's really like anxious and you're really full of stress, like my daughter, even though she's 15, she's way more high anxiety than I am. So she needs a little higher dose to get those results than someone who wouldn't have high anxiety. So it's kind of CBD is a personal journey. So we can give you recommendations and starting points, but it's really kind of up to you to watch and kind of adjust and monitor. And it's okay to take more. We don't want you to feel like you're going to overdose. Like Mo was saying, if your body can't absorb it, it's just going to excrete it. It's just going to get rid of it. So yeah, there's no known CBD overdoses in the history of the world. So don't be concerned about that. But also, you want to be economical. You might get a really good dose at like 25 to 35 milligrams. So you kind of just want to start low and go slow and kind of work up from there until you find the results that are working good for you.
I would like to, we have a couple questions that are on this topic. So before we change, Rebecca, I'd like to answer those. Both
Yeah.
Connie and Joanne have a question about just like having sound sleep. They're waking up at maybe 2, 3, and 4 in the morning and having a hard time going back to sleep. What I would recommend doing is using a tincture. Maybe you want to start with that cucumber melon since you're having, I would say that's a pretty significant sleep challenges. You might want to start with our cucumber melon that has the 1500 milligrams, the 50 milligrams of CBD per dropper, and take that before bed. Because when you're waking up in the middle of the night, and it's not going to happen instantly. It might have to be, you might be taking it for a week before you start realizing like, okay, I'm not waking up as much. So I would say you might want to start with at least the cucumber melon tincture. And if that's not helping, I don't know if not everyone's a bath person, but really that CBD lavender bath could also set the tone for a good night's rest. Rebecca, anything to that?
Yeah, on a personal note, my mom, she is 70 now, and she's a real restless sleeper, like flailing all over the bed. My dad's like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on with her. She just can't even just like be calm in her sleep." And so my dad's like, "You should really try this hemp flower." So my dad had her smoke some, and he goes, "She slept so calmly. She didn't thrash around all night." He's like, "I got to get your mom to do that every night because she just was calm in her sleep. So she woke up feeling more rested." She also wears a CPAP now, so she's got that going on as well. But it was interesting. He's like, she just slept so much calmer than she normally would sleep. So, well, I don't know. So,
The question is, how soon before bedtime do you take the tincture and how slowly do you put it under your tongue? So you would want to put that under your tongue you drop it in and then let it sit for 60, maybe 90 seconds. My husband was doing it sometimes for like, he'd walk around the house, put
yeah.
stuff away, laundry, 2 minutes. So, and as far as what time before bed, I would think maybe an hour before.
Yeah, it's not gonna make you drowsy. So, like, sometimes people are like, "Well, if it helps me with my sleep, am I gonna be driving and be sleepy?" No, you can take it. It's just gonna help you when you decide you're ready to sleep. It's gonna help you get a more restful sleep. So it's non-drowsy. So you want to make sure the nice thing about taking it like, 30 minutes to an hour before bed is that means you're also just have that dose fully on board. as you're starting to fall asleep. But even if you take it in the morning, sometimes because you now you've gotten in that routine and your body's getting fed those things it was maybe lacking, it can help as well. So yeah, I'd say 30 minutes to an hour is good.
Great.
I can't see the chat bot, so you have to
Yeah,
keep.
I'm following it. I think we've got all the questions. Oh, Erica mentioned that her mom likes to put the tincture into a cup of tea. So that's a
Hmm,
good idea before
nice.
at night, she said. So that would be a way to do that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So kind of the wrapping it up here. We have a couple offers for you guys. Obviously, we would love for you to, purchase our products and support, Lake Country Growers and the Gold Leaf Collection. So tonight, I know that Erica has a code that she can give everybody that she invited. If you weren't one of Erica's customers, we'll give you another code that we can get you. But one of the things we really want to highlight is our secret stash cash. So what that is that's our reward program. We launched it this fall. It's a way for you just to kind of start earning free products. It's not quite as annoying as like Kohl's Cash. There's no deadline on redeeming it. So you can, every time you order, if you share your birthday, if you share on social media, if you tell a friend, you can get $10 coupon. There's just lots of different ways for you to be earning free products. So you want to make sure that when you go to the website, you set up an account. It's in the little right hand lower corner. It's like a brown button that says reward with like a shopping bag in it. So click on that, make sure you set up your secret stash account, and just watch that money roll in. Okay. We really want you to feel your best, by using our awesome products. And then if you could do us a favor and leave us a review on Google, you'd be surprised, but Google really maybe you'd already know this, Google kind of runs the world. Everybody uses Google to find us. And when you leave us reviews on Google, it helps other people find us. Okay. So that would just be something if you love our products and you're enjoying them, if you could go to Google and just leave us a review, that would be awesome. We'd really appreciate it. Anything else there, Mo?
Yes, I do. There was one question that says, will this interfere with any prescribed sleep meds? I want you to take that one. I feel like you talk well about that.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of contraindicators for drugs. Like blood thinners is a big one. But if you're taking any prescription drugs, we always do recommend chat with your physician before you start any new regimen. I think that's pretty much the blanket statement for dietary supplements. But we have customers who have very extensive medical history that they've been given the green light for using CBD. But we do recommend that you just chat with your physician beforehand. Oftentimes, what happens is once they start taking a CBD regimen, their body is working better and they actually reduce a lot of the meds that they're on. So, yeah, we just recommend you chat with your physician if you're taking any prescription meds. Get another one for me.
I have a personal question. I want to know if that's Judy Nelson that's my friend's mom. I just want to know, Judy, is that you? Maybe there's another Judy Nelson.
It is me.
Oh, I saw your name. I'm like, I'm waiting to see your face. So I'm dying of curiosity. Thanks for sharing and thanks for coming on.
Yeah. So the last slide or last couple slides is, where can you find us? Facebook, Instagram, share it with your family and friends and earn additional rewards, $10 for them and $10 for you when you share your URL code that's in your secret stash account. And then retail partners, like Erica's a retail partner with us. If you have other people that you feel like would love our products in their retail location, let us know. I think to date, we're in I think it's over 20 retail locations right now, it's kind of fun. It's like, oh, so awesome. But yeah,
Messages from friends. I was up at this gas station up in, where is it? Ago, and I'm checking out and I saw your picture there. I was just in a pet supply store and I saw your picture. Like, they'll take pictures of our marketing. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, and this is a total grassroots effort. So if you guys don't know, CBD is very highly regulated. So kind of comparable to like alcohol would be on like for like sharing ads and doing stuff like that. So everything we do really has to be word of mouth, and which makes this modern online world a lot harder for us to get out and share it. So we really appreciate a personal testimony and sharing with your family and friends because that's going to move mountains for us as well. So.
Okay.
Yeah. And last but certainly not least, thank you so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any last questions or thoughts or ahas?
Aha.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. All your branding and your marketing, everything looks really good.
Oh,
How did you guys happen to get into this business rather than something else?
Well, that's a fun story. I'll start that one. I had a manic moment last night. I was just typing. I'm like, I really just need to type this out. So ironically, my brother is a hemp activist. So what that means is he basically is a lobbyist that doesn't get paid. And so he's going around, he's very excited about hemp. He's a farmer. I'm from lots and lots of generations of farmers. And when the farm bill was passed in December of 2018, right around Christmas, I was at home for the holidays and he was just so excited and we were chatting about it. And we talked about growing hemp with my parents, but it wasn't actually legal to grow hemp in Iowa. So he's like, well, you should grow it there in Wisconsin. And I was like, you know what? I should do that. And then over Christmas break or New Year's break, Mo and I were together and having a couple cocktails, and I'll let you tell them what happened next.
well, of course, we're having a couple cocktails. That's how it all starts. And yeah, so our families work together because we've been family friends for a long time. And she told me what she was up to. And my husband is a jack of all trades. He loves just getting his fingers in on anything and everything. And he had, since we got married, I remember him telling me he wanted to be a farmer. And I was like, I'm not going to be a farmer. And so he's always had an interest, but that's something that he's never dabbled in. So when she brought up the idea, I said, you are going to think, because she said, you're going to think I'm crazy. I'm thinking about growing hemp. And I'm like, you're going to think I'm crazier. If you're looking for a business partner, we would be interested in partnering with you, because I wanted, for me, the impetus for me was twofold. So number one, my stepdad has had chronic pain and suffered from diabetes for many, many, many years. And he was on ridiculous amounts of medications. And a friend of his recommended he try CBD. And he was talking about for years and years, and I saw kind of a transformation in him. And so that was inspiring to me to see that happen. And he was able to drop a lot of his meds. Additionally, I was tired. We were living in the city. We moved actually after the farm, but not because of the farm. And I have 4 children. Our oldest is 18 and our youngest is 10 now. But this was 2 years ago. And it was just kind of I felt like I wanted something to bring our family together. I felt like the world was pulling our family apart, like sports, games. I'm going to this friend's house, and we needed like a project, something that we were all going to work together on. And we wanted to teach the really hard work ethic to our kids. And so we thought a project would be good for that. So it was kind of like the coming together of those things kind of happen all together at the same time. And I just love Rebecca. I would follow her to the moon and back. She's a great visionary of the company. And I just thought we like to have fun together. So I thought this is going to be fun.
And it's been a ton of fun. That was
I
fun.
bet. And you feel like you're making a difference too, which is always nice.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because it's been hard. We're not going to try to sugarcoat it. Starting a farm from scratch in an industry
yeah.
that is very taboo and very regulated and very expensive. But we have these little glimmers of moments that give you like the hope. It's kind of like childbirth almost. It's like if someone asked you, you're going through it, if you'd ever do it again, you're like, no. But then you're holding the baby, you're like, oh, but yes, I would. It's one of those things. I had a lady stop me on the way out of the Y the other day, and she has a 12-year-old daughter who has severe autism, and she has, I won't get their diagnosis right, but it's where she has really hard time with her speech. And so she can't string like syllables together. So she can say like add sub, but she can't say like add a son. And she said they've been doing speech with her since she was basically born, speech therapy. And she said she started giving her the CBD actually to help with kind of different issues. But what they have found is it's really helped with her speech. She started crying. I started crying. She said she can almost say her best friend's name now. And she's like, it is 100% because of the CBD. She's like, it has unlocked things for her that we didn't even know were possible. I'm like, okay, that's why we're doing it,
Testimonials our customers give are so inspiring. We got another one via email today too. It's remarkable. It's the gas in the tank that we need to keep going because, you know, Erica, you know what it's like to start a business from scratch. Like there's a lot of peaks and valleys, and maybe there are other business owners, and sometimes you're just like, I don't know, is it worth it? And then you just get, you know, it's, oh, like this is really helping people, you know, that we love, we're people, and we love helping others. And so that's really the encouragement to keep going.
Yeah. So tell your friends, because the more people we can help, the more gas in the tank. So